Hey guys, it's your favorite YouTuber, Cheetah Mama. So I kind of want to talk about, this is story time. Haven't done a story time in a long time, so it's called Spill My Tea Tuesday. This one is when my ex tried to kill me. I'm gonna actually try to do my makeup while I'm doing this, just because, I don't know, I see other YouTubers do it and I think it looks kind of cool actually. I'm not the best one to do it makeup, but I am fast. I do makeup very, very fast. So, alright, so I actually have two stories that kind of ring a bell here because I'm getting a toothbrush. Hold up, that's the right one. 1 second here. Alright, so the first story is, I don't know if y'all remember me talking about I was married at one point, what happened with my daughter's grandpa. We separated. Okay, so there was an incident that happened one day. Now, I'm not gonna lie, granted, some of it could have been a little bit of my fault. I kind of somewhat might have been an instigator in the abuse that happened. So anyways, I saw a YouTuber saying that you can use a brush, right? And you just kind of do like this, right? Look at that, right? And then after you do like this, you kind of just like go over your eyebrows. Anyways, so me and my ex-husband, we were together and we were having issues. You know, we used to argue all the time. And one day, his grandma got really sick, and so he ended up staying with his mom and his dad. And I never felt comfortable being over there, so I didn't stay over there. But anyhow, so he stayed with them and he would give me rent money. He stayed there for like 3 months or so. He would give me rent money, and he just wouldn't come to the house. I was there by myself with my daughter. We were in the hood. So one day, I started to get kind of lonely. You know, 3 months, no husband. I wasn't working because she was so little, and it was kind of hard to get a babysitter to figure out what the hell to do. So anyhow, so we, God, that was already a lot. It's hard for me to concentrate into my makeup. Good Lord, these people have some skills. But anyway, so one fine day, everything was, I don't know. I didn't really hear from him too much. But I think one day he called me, right? And I kind of got in an argument with him, and I'm like, can you please stay at the house for like a day or a night or something? Like, I haven't seen you in 3 months. I haven't had sex with you in 3 months. I haven't nothing, you know what I mean? You just left me here, and can you come to the house? And he was like, I'm not coming to the house. I don't want to argue with you. I'm just so done. I don't like arguing every day. All we ever did was argue every day. I'd rather just stay here with my mom. And so I was kind of like, you need to come to the house. Like, why are you not wanting to come to the house? I'm not going to argue with you. I promise. Like, he wouldn't give me an opportunity. Like, he literally said no to every advance that I asked for him to even come to the house, right? And so I was kind of like, okay, you know, I got really upset, and I kind of said something I shouldn't have said. So I was like, well, you don't ever come to the house. It's been 3 months. I'm pissed off. Like, you need to come to the house. If you don't come to the house, somebody at some point will, which was fucked up. But I wanted to I didn't think he was gonna do anything drastic. Honestly, like, I was so young and naive. I just wanted my husband to come to the house. I was lonely, and and it was just me and my baby, and we were in the hood, and it was just gunshots every night. We stayed in Greenspoint. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that area. But anyhow, so like, he came to the house, right? So when he came to the house, he didn't say anything to me. He didn't say he was coming or not coming. But next thing I know, he's beating on the door. And he was beating on the door kind of like, you know. And so I was just kind of like, you know, whatever. I'm not opening the door. He's a little too aggravated or whatever. And so he just like kept on beating and beating and beating. And I just like, I don't know. I said, what do you want? And he goes, I just want to see my daughter. That's all I want to do. I just want to see my daughter. Now, mind you, he didn't see his daughter for 3 months. But at that point, he just wanted to see his daughter. So I was like, He was like, I'm sorry, you know, I was just beating on the door because I just want to see her or whatever. And I'm naive, okay? I'm like 21 or 22, like at the most. So I'm really naive. I didn't think nothing of it. So I was like, all right, you know. So I opened the door, and right when I opened the door, he ran in. Like, so pretty much like, you know how you can like, you like unlock the door and you're like about to open it, and he just pretty much psh, and pushed through the door, right? And so he pushed through the door and grabbed me by my neck, and there was a wall like right against the there was a wall right against the door, like, you know, like on the other side, because it's like straight into the kitchen. So he pushed me up against the door and he choked the fuck out of me. Like, so I'm not gonna lie, like, I was talking about a lot of abuse that happened, but a lot of it is my fault because I was so naive at the time that I felt like that was okay. Like, I didn't know that people shouldn't be putting your hands on you. Like, for whatever reason, in my mind, I felt like it meant love. I felt like whatever. But that day, he choked the hell out of me, and it was worse than it ever has been before. And so I'm like, and my daughter's standing right there because we were right by the door, you know what I mean? And so he rambards the door. What do they do with this stuff? This stuff's like so hard to open. I just bought this from Dollar Tree. But anyway, so he bars into the door, and then he goes, chokes me up, and I'm like, can you please, you're hurting me, can you please stop? And he's like, don't ever fucking play with me again. Yo, I can't find nothing to open this shit. He's like, don't ever fucking play with me again about shit like that or whatever. And, you know, I just really wanted my husband to come home. I wasn't doing it, like, really meaning it like that. I just was mad, you know, and he was denying coming to the house, you know. And I get that people fight, but I mean, we haven't fought in 3 months. Like, you can't expect me to just sit here all day with your child and like have nothing going on, you know. So anyways, and so oh my god, out of breath. What the hell? And so so I get mad, you know, and once he lets go of me, he goes into the closet and he starts like trying to get some of his shit or whatever. And I grabbed the gun because I felt like I didn't want him to shoot me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the hell was wrong. He just seemed like in a rage, a fit of rage. He tossed over my daughter's, flipped tables over, flipped chairs over, punched walls, like, you name it. Like, he was really erratic at the time. And so I went into the room and I tried to grab the gun because I was just like, I wasn't going to do anything. I was just trying to get the gun because I didn't want to get shot. And so he comes in there and jacks me up and pushes me away and then grabs the gun and kind of just has the gun in my face. And he's just like, don't ever fucking play with me like that again. Like, I just wanted to see my daughter. Like, fuck you. Like, I don't want to be with you no more. Like, just being very rude and mean. And like I said, it was very intense. You know what I mean? And he kind of had like the gun in my face and stuff. And I felt like he was going to kill me. Like, I was sitting up here like scared for my life. I felt really, he overpowered me. So it was like, I mean, I don't know, like when I think about that day, he's really overpowered me. And so I just froze, you know, and my daughter's sitting there and she sees him have this gun in my face and she sees him choke me up. And he all of a sudden, like, he just looks at her and he picks her up, and I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I felt very uncomfortable because he still had that gun in his hand. And he picks her up, finally got this open, and he goes, I love you. I really love you, Felicity. Like, you mean the world to me. I care about you. You're my everything. And he like gives her a hug and he gives her a kiss, and he just like sits there and caresses her for a second, sits down on the couch, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I didn't know what the fuck he was gonna do. Like, he still has this gun out after he just tore up the whole house, daring to have the gun in my face. And so he ends up leaving after that. Like, he's like, bye, daddy loves you. He didn't say anything to me. He was just looking at me stupid, like I fucked up type thing. And so then I called my godmom at the time and my mom, and I was like, he just choked me. I felt so scared for my life because Fifi was there, and I felt really disrespected. And even like thinking about it right now is making me kind of emotional a little bit, because I felt so disrespected. It's like, at first, the abuse that he was doing was never in front of my child, so I didn't feel any type of way. But when it was in front of her, I felt some type of way, and I felt really scared, and I felt really defenseless, and I felt like I couldn't protect her or me in that situation. When he left, I locked up the doors. I called my godmom, my mom, and I told them exactly what happened. I was like, he, sat up here and had this gun in my face, and I was crying. I was not thrilled about it. I was like, he had this gun in my face. He sat up here and fucked up the whole apartment. He choked me up against the wall. I didn't even think he was going to stop. I didn't even think he was going to let me go. And then I told him that he left. And so they were like, you need to call the police, And I was like, oh, no, it's okay. Like, I was just scared. He's gone now. And they were like, no, you need to call the police. And I just, like, ignored them pretty much, like, for the most part. Like, I kind of just was like, okay. And so, like, I just kind of, like, started just living my life, like, just cutting on TV, trying to relax myself. And then my godmom calls back, and it's like, did you call the police? I was like, no. And she goes, you need to call the police, like, right now. And I was like, okay, I will. And so I had no intentions on calling the police. That was my husband. You know what I mean? I loved him. I cared for him. And so then she called me back like 20 minutes later. She called the police. I was like, no. Honey, you need to get out of that house. You need to call the police, and you need to, go. And so I called one of my friends, and I was like, hey, can you come pick me up? This is what happened. I don't really feel that comfortable, because I didn't. And I did call the police. I went ahead and called the police because they kept calling me and telling me to call the police. So I called the police. The police came. When my friend arrived, I think they both got there on the same time. And I told them that my husband came and jacked up the house, and choked me and took the gun and kind of had me at gunpoint with my child. And they said, what's his name, what's his address, all that information. I gave it to him. And and so what else happened? My friend ended up taking me to my mom's house, and I never moved back in that apartment again because I was scared. I was scared. I just didn't know what to do in this situation when the situation actually happened. So anyhow, I went to my mom's house, and I stayed there for like a couple of months. And that's when I got my first job and started to live my life as a single woman. When I set up my court date for my divorce, I got my child into daycare. I started to take care of stuff as a single mom. And yeah. So do you like my makeup? I don't know. It looks the same. But this is how I do my makeup. And honestly, my makeup is always very, very quick and on point. It usually takes like 5 minutes to do my makeup. I don't do all those hours. I don't really bake my skin or anything like that. Really, I feel like this that I just bought, this concealer, is so, like, it matches my skin. Like, I feel like I can use this concealer as freaking whatchamacallit. But anyways, so the reason why I kind of stopped at spilling my tea so much is because I've been on a new vibe now. I've been in a more positive, light, happy vibe. And some of these memories that I've been through a lot in my life, are really hard to bring back up. And it's just really hard to put yourself on a platform telling your story. I can say, though, that I will try to keep some content up. But I feel like at this point in my life, I can't continue to dwell on the past. I forgive him for everything that he's done. And I forgive myself for holding grudges and not letting things go. But of course, I'm smart, and I'm not going to deal with that type of stuff anymore. I've moved completely on. The last time I was with him, Fifi, my daughter, was 2, and now she's 7. So anyhow, so anyway, so it got him in big trouble in the end. In the long run, he ended up getting in trouble for it, for the domestic abuse. Like I said, abuse has been going on. It's just that's the first time that I felt defeated in front of my child, and that's the first time that something actually happened about it. When you're in domestic abuse situations, please reach out to someone, because if I didn't reach out to someone, who knows, I probably would have sat there and just tried to live with it, and I probably would have called him and apologized. Now, granted, I was wrong for what I said. I really just wanted my husband to come home, and it caused a whole uproar of other issues that didn't have to be there. But of course, I didn't have to say that. It was fucked up. But he wasn't there. 3 months? Come on now. Like 3 months. Think about it. That's a long ass time to not see your husband, to be in a house, not working, no TV, nothing, just with you and a toddler. She was 2 years old, with just you and a toddler. Like, that's a long time. Anyhow, I have been doing this 30-day challenge. I have a chair right here. Look. And I've been working on my abs. That's how my abs look. I've been working out, you guys. Like, I've been getting myself together. I've been meditating, working out, getting myself together. I feel great. I feel new. I feel refreshed. Get out there, drink some water, take your vitamins, and work out. Work out and keep yourself up. Y'all have a great day. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.